Hello and welcome to this Cabot Tech Bytes video. Today we're going to talk about iOS gestures to utilize VoiceOver more effectively. We're going to start by reviewing two gestures we previously covered, and then I'm going to throw a curveball at you and add four more. So first we're going to review the swipe left, swipe right, and the double tap. So here we go. Swiping left with one finger.
Folder, 6 apps. Apple folder, Google Camera, Productivity folder.
And that's taking me to the previous item on my screen. Swiping to the right is going to take me forward to the next item on my screen. I'm going to go back to the left and go to my productivity folder and take a one finger double tap to open it. I'm now going to swipe to the right and find weather. And one finger double tap to open. And you heard VoiceOver say one finger double tap to open. So I will.
Weather, Mechanicsville, mostly cloudy, 48 degrees.
Okay. And to close an app, I press the round button, the home button, or on an iPhone 10 or later, swipe up with one finger from the bottom until it vibrates once and then let go. The first of the four gestures I want to cover with you is the two-finger double tap. This gesture is used to play or pause any kind of audio. That could be music, that could be a book you're listening to, an Audible or Bard. That could be used when you're taking a picture in the camera app. Do a two-finger double tap, and that will play or pause an action. Its primary use when you're on a phone, you're using an iPhone, is going to be to answer or end a phone call. So to demonstrate this, I'll have Greg give me a call, and I'll use my two-finger double tap gesture to answer. Then when we finish the conversation, to end the phone call.
Call Mike Fish, iPhone.
So my phone rang. Hello? Ready for lunch? Yes, sir. I can buy, no problem. All right, ready. Two-finger double tap. I ended that phone call. That's how that works. As simple as that. If for some reason that's not working for you, you can always swipe and find that end button to end it or the answer button to answer it. And double tap with one finger. The next gesture I want to show you is a three-finger double tap. This will start or stop speech when you're using VoiceOver. So, for example, I'll take three fingers, I'll tap the screen. Or I won't.
Greg, photos. One photo screen up, speech off.
There we go. Three-finger double taps, turn the speech off. I still have VoiceOver on. So I, in essence, really just muted the speech. And you know you still have VoiceOver on when you swipe left or right and you get clicks like this. But what are they? I don't know. So I'm going to turn my speech back on with a three-finger double tap. And now, I know. It tells me. So why is that useful? If you're using a Braille display, that's where it becomes useful to have the speech muted, but VoiceOver on, because VoiceOver is required to work with Braille displays. Okay. The next, also that gesture happens occasionally when we try and perform the next gesture, which is a three-finger triple tap. Take three fingers 3 times. It's going to turn my screen curtain on or off. So now my screen curtain is off. So for most of this video, my phone has been blacked out and you couldn't see anything that was on my screen. So welcome to using VoiceOver. But here you can turn the curtain on or off. I do it for many reasons. One, it saves my battery because with my curtain on, I'm not powering the screen. 2, it allows for privacy. So if someone's looking over my shoulder and I don't know it or whatever, while I'm using my phone, they're not going to be able to see what's on my screen. 3, and most importantly here at the center in a training setting, I use it, or if I'm teaching someone to use it, outside of the center, I recommend they turn this curtain on with a three-finger triple tap to encourage them to trust what they hear and not what they see. So I'm going to turn my screen curtain back on, 3-finger triple tap. What you do to turn it on is what you do to turn it off.
Screen curtain on.
Finally, the fourth gesture I want to show you is a 4-finger double tap. This will open a help system where you can practice all the gestures we just covered. And you'll do that with 4-finger double tap.
Starting help. To stop help, perform a 4-finger double tap or 2-finger scrub, or press escape on the keyboard.
So it said, starting help, to stop it, perform another 4-finger double tap, or press escape if you've got a keyboard. So watch this. Swipe left.
Click left. Move to previous item. Click right. Move to next item. Double tap. Activates the selected item. 2-finger double tap. Start and stop the current action. For example, answers and hangs up the telephone call. Starts and stops playback of music and video. Starts and stops the stopwatch. Starts and stops video recording. Takes a picture and camera. Starts and stops voice memo recording. Pauses and resumes voicemail message playback. Stops custom voicemail greeting recording. 3-finger double tap. Toggle speech on and off. 3-finger triple tap. Toggle screen curtain on and off.
And then the one we just learned.
4-finger double tap. Toggle voice over help. Stopping help.
And then told me it stopped help. I realize that's a lot to absorb, and I would encourage you to either rewatch the video as many times as you need to, or send me an email. My email will be provided in the video description here on Facebook. Or you're more than welcome to leave a comment with your question that maybe others will have too, and I can answer that for you right here on Facebook. I also encourage you to look in the description. With my email, you'll also find a link to our Saturday seminar coming up on February 2nd, which is all about using iOS devices for beginner and intermediate users. The cool thing about that is you can come see me here at the Rehab Center in Richmond from 9 to 3 on Saturday, February 2nd, or you can join via Zoom from your comfort of your own home. Please see that link in the description for details and to register. Thanks for tuning in, and look forward to 2 upcoming videos, one on using the rotor with VoiceOver, and one on how to navigate pages from page to page and through a page with VoiceOver.